المرسلين وبعد. As we're discussing the signs of the Day of Judgment, Asharat al-Sa'ah, the one that we're covering next is very alarming. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, a time will come towards the ending of the times when a person will pass by a grave and will say, Ya laytani makana sahiba hadha al-qabri. I wish the inhabitant of this grave was in my shoes and I was inside of the grave. Meaning, the circumstances of life are so overwhelming that I would rather be 6 feet under and be in my grave than live life. And the reason why this is very alarming is when we talk about sorrow, grief, weakness, anxiety, sadness, these are emotions that people in the past also experienced. That's part and parcel of our existence. Human beings, sometimes we're happy, sometimes we're sad. Life is a roller coaster. Even the poets of the past used to talk about that. That's normal. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he lost his child, he would say, "Inna al-qalba la yahzun," that the heart feels huzn, sadness and grief. So that's normal. Sadness isn't alarming. What is alarming is the rate at which very severe forms of depression, very severe forms of, self-defeat, and dare I say even suicide is becoming so high in the present day. It's so alarming that one cannot help but listen to this hadith and apply it to our particular context. Where a person living life to the fullest is passing by a grave and will say, you know what, my life is so depressing, so sad, so hard, that I would rather lose my life than live my life. And the reason why it's alarming is rhetoric like this isn't only found among, people who are going through very severe forms of physical, financial, economic struggle. No, you'll find teenagers, you'll find adolescents, you'll find young adults, young professionals. Something small happens in life that, in normal circumstances, people would say it's not that drastic, but people don't have that fortitude to bear with the challenges of life. A person can't take the fame, a person can't take loss, that fortitude is gone. So when Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam says a time will come where a person will look at the grave and say, I wish I were in this person's place, it's a sign that people's strength, people's fortitude, people's patience with challenges are going to decrease. That's what's alarming. And this is something we need to bring back in our lives, where instead of the first response to any challenge is, I wish Allah took my life away, I wish I don't exist anymore. Instead of having that attitude is, Ya Allah, I have the blessing of life. These challenges are going to come and go. Ya Allah, please make me someone who can bear with it and reward me in my patience. Having sabr, one form of sabr is called sabr al-musibah, that I have patience with the challenges of life. Suicide rate, very severe forms of depression, very severe forms of anxiety are skyrocketing. Why? If you look at the quality of life that people live in the modern era, we have almost every luxury at our disposal. We want to go from one end of the continent to the other end in a matter of hours, we can do it. We want food, fruits, drinks from another, side of the world, we can get it. I want something, I can sit in my home and order it and it will come to my door. I want to speak to people far off lands, I can do that. Things that were unimaginable in the past, in terms of quality of life, is increasing. Why is it that our anxieties, our depression, our inability to cope with the challenges of life are decreasing? And that's what Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam is saying, that a time will come that a person will look at a grave and say, man, I wish I were in your place. I just can't stand life. The same person who has luxuries that person in the grave wouldn't even have imagined, which shows that material, worldly achievements only bring so much happiness. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us strength in these challenging times And may He not make us among those, when a challenge comes our way, we're just willing to throw the towel in. Rather, we have that fortitude and patience that is required during these troubling times. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Jazakumullahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.